Hi all, hope all are fine there. In this unprecedented condition, our school has decided to conduct digital learning program to enhance your learning. As part of this venture, I am here to deal with 10th standard English course book. I think all of you have your textbook with you. Okay, good. Then take it and go to page number 23, where you can see a beautiful short story written by Vaikam Muhammad Bashir. Vaikam Muhammad Bashir is popularly known as, yes, Bepur Sultan. As far as Indian literature is concerned, he is one of the eminent figures in Indian literature. Before going to the paragraph, we are going to see a rare video of Vaikam Muhammad Bashir.
കുട്ടിക്കാലത്ത് ഫയൽമാനാണെന്നാണ് പുസ്തികാർ, പിന്നെ എഴുത്തുകാരനാണെന്ന് ആഗ്രഹിച്ചത്. കാരണം ഞാൻ വൈക്കം സ്കൂളിൽ പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ വൈക്കത്തെ അക്ഷണിക്ക് പുസ്തകങ്ങൾ കച്ചവടക്കാർ വരും. അപ്പൊ എന്റെ സ്നേഹിതന്മാരുടെ വീടിന്റെ വരാന്തയിലാണ് കച്ചവടം. അതാ എനിക്കൊരു നോവൽ എടുത്തു തരും വായിക്കാൻ 4 മണിക്ക്. ഞാനത് രാത്രി മുഴുവൻ ഇരുന്ന് വായിക്കും. ഞങ്ങളുടെ വീട്ടിലെ അങ്ങേരെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രി നിറ്റോടിക്കുന്ന ശബ്ദം കേട്ടാണ് വായന നടത്തുന്നത്.
Have you seen it? Did you like the video? Okay, then here is the profile of Vaikam Muhammad Bashir. Vaikam Muhammad Bashir, 1908 to 1994, who is fondly remembered as Bepur Sultan, is a humanist, freedom fighter, novelist and short story writer hailing from Kerala. He is noted for his disarmingly down-to-earth style of writing that made him equally popular among literary critics as well as the common man. His notable works include ബാല്യകാലസഖി, ശബ്ദങ്ങൾ, പാത്തുമ്മയുടെ ആട്, മതിലുകൾ, എൻ്റെ ഉപ്പുപ്പക്കര ആനയുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ജന്മദിനം ആൻഡ് അനർഘ നിമിഷം. He was awarded that Padma Shri in 1982. This is a story for you. I am going to read the first 3 paragraphs. Just listen to it. Has a snake ever coiled itself round any part of your body? A full-blooded cobra? All of us felt silent. The question came from the homeopath. The topic came up when we were discussing snakes. We listened attentively as the doctor continued with the tale. It was a hot summer night about 10 o'clock. I had my meal at the restaurant. I returned to my room. I heard a noise from above as I opened the door. The sound was a familiar one. One could say that rats and I shared the room. I took out my box of matches and lighted the kerosene lamp on the table. The house was not electrified. It was a small rented room. I had just set up medical practice and my earnings were meager. I had about 60 rupees in my suitcase, along with some shirts and dhotis. I also possessed one solitary black coat which I was then wearing. Did you listen to the paragraph? Here you can see some difficult words and its meaning. Coil, it's a verb. The meaning of the word coil is to encircle. To encircle. What is encircle? Chuttiga. Encircle. Full-blooded. Full-blooded means having great strength. Homeopath. Meaning of the word homeopath is a person who practices homeopathy. Setup. Setup means to begin a scheme of life, to begin a new life. Meager. Meager means lacking in quantity. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വളരെ തുച്ഛമായത് എന്നർത്ഥം. Then back to the paragraph again. The story begins with a question by the homeopath. What was the question? The question is, has a snake ever coiled itself round any part of your body, a full-blooded cobra? From this first sentence itself, Vaikam Muhammad Bashir brings the curiosity among the readers. That much powerful is the first sentence. It's a question, it is a powerful question, it is a terrific question. Has a snake ever coiled any part of your body? It was not a thin cobra, it is a full-blooded cobra. All of us fell silent. After hearing the question or the statement, all of them become silent. The question came from the homeopath. Who made the question? The homeopath made the question. The topic came up when we were discussing snakes. Here comes the matter. Why he made that statement? Because they were discussing about snakes. We listened attentively. What is attentively? Shraddhayodu, carefully, as the doctor continued with the tale. When the homeopath continued with the tale, T-A-L-E, story, kadaya. When he continued with the tale, all of us became silent or attentive. It was a hot summer night about 10 o'clock. Here comes the season, the time, the weather. The hot summer night about 10 o'clock. I had my meal at the restaurant and returned to my room. I heard a noise from above as I opened the door. When I opened the door, I could listen. I could hear a noise from above. The sound was a familiar one. Here, the narrator says that, homeopath says that it was a familiar sound. One could say that rats and I shared the room. From this sentence, we can see the plight of the condition of our homeopath. Even though he is a doctor, he was not in that much condition, in a good condition. One could say that rats and I shared the room. That means my room was terrible. It was pathetic for the doctor to stay. I took out my box of matches and lighted the kerosene lamp on the table. Then I took the kerosene lamp and lighted. The house was not electrified. As we know, that's why he took what? The kerosene lamp and lighted it. The house was not electrified. It was a small rented room. It was a rented room. Vadaga vidana. I had just set up medical practice. We already discussed what is setup. Yes, I had just started my medical practice, started a new scheme of life, practice, and my earnings were meager. തുച്ഛമായത്, വളരെ തുച്ഛമായത്, lacking in quantity എന്നാണ്. I had about 60 rupees in my suitcase, along with some shirts and dhotis. I also possessed one solitary black coat which I was then wearing. We know in some professions they have to wear some sort of dresses. As part of his medical field, he's a doctor, so he wore that solitary black coat. Here you can see 3 questions that is given in the textbook. We can discuss it now. Question number 1. What was the topic that came up for discussion between the doctor and his friends? We know what was their topic. They were discussing about, yes, snakes. They were discussing about snakes. Question number 2. What does the expression a full-blooded cobra suggest? We know the meaning full-blooded. Here it means it was a dangerous cobra. Number 3, the sound was a familiar one. What was the sound? We can tell that it may be the sound of rats, because the narrator already mentioned that one could say that me and rats are sharing the room. So we can tell that it may be the sound of rats. Okay, dear students, we have discussed the first 3 paragraphs of the story. Okay, then we are going to wind up the session only for now. We will be back soon. For that time, I am going to give you an assignment for you. Here is the assignment. Imagine the narrator writes a letter to his friend about the plight of his new room. How it would be? What is the question? The narrator writes a letter to his friend about the plight of his new room, how it would be. We know the format of the letter. It would be a friendly letter, informal letter. There should be a place, date in the letter. There should be a salutation. The salutation begins like this: dear friend. Okay, then you can write the plight of his new room. Then you can conclude the letter by adding the signature and name. Okay. Thank you all. Have a nice day.